Banting cake, anyone? Let's make some cake, guys. So I got some inspo from Instagram and I checked my cupboard and I tweaked the recipe to what I had in my cupboard. To kickstart this recipe, you just need to peel some carrots. I'm going to use 2 carrots for this one. By the way, I just love this peeler. It is the bomb. Just look how fast I go. Done. Okay. So what you need to do is blanch your carrots. So you're going to add boiling water and let them sit for about 30 minutes before you grate them. Now I don't like wasting, guys, so I'm going to get all of that carrot out of there and I'm going to use every last drop of it. So just clean it out and get all your carrot, and that's about how much carrot you will need for this recipe. Okay, so let's get baking. I'm making some Banting carrot cake using some almond flour. So let's get right to it. I've substituted a couple of things from the original recipe, so wish me luck, guys. I was actually really just craving for a good carrot cake, so I was just experimenting in the kitchen. I found the recipe. The original recipe was actually a mug cake, so I just doubled the ingredients. So I'm using 1.5 cups of almond flour for the recipe. Just try and measure it accurately. I'm not so great with these measuring cups. I believe that's about 1/2. I think it's 1/2. We'll let God decide, maybe. Amen. Okay, and then you get some baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, just to let it rise a bit and become all fluffy. Some cinnamon, yummy cinnamon. It'll make it smell so good. Yay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 teaspoons of cinnamon that I used. It'll smell so divine. The whole kitchen smells divine right now. Again, not so great with the measuring spoons. And some 100% nutmeg. I don't actually know where I got this one from. I think I got it at the spice shop. Yeah, but just that the packet is 5 grams, so just use the whole packet if you find the specific one. I'm really struggling with these little spoons, but yeah, just pour it all in there. It's good. Alright, my sugar, yay. So for your sugar substitute, I used 4 tablespoons of the sweetener, just to give it a nice sweetness to it. It's cake after all. Alright, next you'll add some butter. That's 4 tablespoons of butter, about 60 mils of it when it's melted. And then I actually substitute, the recipe originally called for cream, so I substituted the cream with Maas. So if you know, cream is quite expensive, so I just got Maas, and I'm going to use that to give it that creaminess and fluffy, moist texture. Well, I hope it will. I don't know, I'm just trying this for the first time. 2 tablespoons. So it's 2 tablespoons of the cream. Oopsie. So I learned a trick about cracking eggs. If you crack them on the surface of the counter, you won't have any shells break into your dish. Just throw in all the carrot in there. Again, no waste. Make sure you scrape all of that carrot in there. And you just mix, just give everything a good old stir. Make sure it's all combined nicely. Just mix, 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 mix. Okay, so I only have the illegal spray. So I'm just going to spray it on the bottom of my baking tray. Just so my no wonder it's illegal. So my parchment paper, my baking sheet. Okay. Woo! All right. So my sheet can stick on the bottom. Okay, like that, and then you pour in your mixture. You just gently press it down on your baking tray, just so it fills up the whole tray from corner to corner. Right, and in the oven it goes. Okay, so unfortunately my blender broke. Hubby was actually trying to cook me a gourmet meal, but he got too excited and broke the blender, and it was stage 5 or level 5 lockdown, so we couldn't get a replacement for it. So I'm using my son's baby bullet. So I'm blending about 2 tablespoons of the xylitol until it's a powder. So I'm trying to make some icing out of the xylitol. I'm trying this out for the first time, so I just want to see if it'll actually work out. And yay, we've got some icing sugar. Look, it's powder, guys. Wow. So I don't have cream cheese. I did though have cottage cheese in my fridge, so that's what I'll be using to mix with the powdered sugar, just to use as my frosting for the carrot cake. So I'm using about maybe 3 tablespoons or more. I don't know. Just let your heart lead you in this instance. It's not like you're gonna eat it all in one go. So I'm just keep in mind your dairy consumption of the day when you are going to eat the cake. But yeah, you can just let the Lord lead you. So I blend it all in the blender just to smooth it out. My blender is suffering out because obviously it's a kiddie's blender. But yeah, if you have an adult sized blender, that's perfect. So just blend it until all of it is smooth and mixed together. So I did let my cake sit for a while just to cool down before I actually frost it. So before you frost, just make sure your cake is cool, or at least room temperature, so the frosting doesn't melt on top and separate into a watery liquid and gets all lumpy, and don't think you'll like that on your cake. So yeah, just scoop out all your frosting and spread it on top of the cake and just lather it nice and thick, just enough to cover the whole top of your cake. And there you have it, a quick, easy, Banting friendly carrot cake. Enjoy, guys. I really enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Cheers, bye.